Hello, everyone, and welcome to Kerrang Face to Face. My name is Luke Morton, digital editor of Kerrang, and today I'm joined by the one and only Machine Gun Kelly. How you doing, man?
Oh my God, my mouth was full of kiwi and mango. I'm great.
Ready and raring to go. Obviously, we'll get it out of the way now. Like, your new album, Tickets to My Downfall, was released just a couple of days ago. How does it feel to have it out there in the world?
Well, apparently that wasn't enough because we went and did 2 more songs and are releasing like 4 new songs today. So
Already releasing new material.
you coming up before you go to sleep.
Already, amazing. What is it? More of the same? What can we expect from the new songs?
Well, goddamn, is it more of the same? This was all different. Hey, can I get a different lighter, Olivia? Sorry. Yeah. I mean, sonically, is it the same? Yeah, like that would be so fun. How funny would that be? Is that the deluxe version was just like all rap versions of the same songs?
It's still a good time for new music. Yeah, I can't complain.
I mean, 2 of the songs we did yesterday. So I don't even really know how it's possible that the whole world's gonna hear it today. This is actually, that might be the first time I've ever done that. You know, the only time I've ever done something like that where I was like the same day, essentially like within the same 24 hours that a song I did was heard by the world. The only other time that happened was with Rap Devil.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that was the only time I was like ever like, that I can remember at least, that was ever kind of like, can you pull this off? Can this come out, in the same day? So yesterday, I mean, here, I'm gonna just keep it 100 because I have no filter right now and I just woke up. Like, I edited a Drunk Face video to the song Drunk Face till like 7 in the morning this morning. And I'm pretty sure that that's coming out today too. So like, if I'm not mistaken, a deluxe version of this album's coming out in a couple hours. A Drunk Face video is coming out in a couple hours. New merch is coming out in a couple hours. There's like a lot of shit happening in a couple hours. I don't really know what happened, dude. I went to sleep and woke up and I'm like, how did we do all that yesterday? The songs are hard. The song, like, I didn't even answer your question, but the songs are basically, obviously they're in the same vein of Tickets to My Downfall.
Yeah.
Me and Travis are all of them. Oh, dude, Youngblood's on one of them. Let's fucking go. I forgot to even talk about my British twin. Like, yeah, like he's on it. The song with me, him, and the Used. That's the song that's on it. I don't really know if I'm supposed to be saying or like telling.
It's going to be out in a few hours anyway, so I'm sure it'll be fine. But like, obviously, like pop punk is a relatively new thing for you, like musically. But people, I guess, also shouldn't be surprised that you've done this. 'Cause I was watching footage of you earlier today, like covering "What's My Age Again," like on stage in your underwear from like 2011 or something. Like, but 2010, like, but why now? Like, why isn't the time for the pop punk record?
Because I was from the fucking streets, man. We weren't. I didn't know how to. I didn't know how to. I was too high to plug in an amplifier. Like, I don't know. I mean, look, man. I've been saying this recently, and I believe this because it's been more apparent to me than ever this summer and on. But like that, it feels like I was channeled a little bit. Like whatever resurgence is happening, whatever like youth uprising as far as individuality goes, and love for musical instruments and all that stuff that's happening with this generation. That was like the same thing when I was in 6th grade. I remember looking around class and being like, damn, we all look weird as fuck. Like, this person looks like this person's fully committed to this vibe. I'm wearing like Janko jeans that could literally be their own umbrellas. Like each leg could be its own umbrella. the jeans were the fattest, the biggest skater jeans ever. I wear like a 32 waist. These jeans must have been like 40 fucking 4, like folded over with the belt. So like, point being, everyone was weirdos back then, and that was so sick. That was like, that was when you had like, oh, that's the emo squad. Now that's the, jocks. That's the whoever. It really was on some like High School Musical shit. I don't know if there's emo kids in that movie. I never actually seen High School Musical, but I'm just comparing. I see the homegirl Deborah down there react to me not seeing High School Musical. I apologize. Also, very funny imagery to imagine Machine Gun Kelly sitting alone by himself in his bedroom watching fucking High School Musical. So can't be that surprised. Like, but like, what was I saying?
Being weird, all the weirdos at school.
Oh, so I mean, dude, like that's a renaissance that's been waiting to come back anyway. Like everyone started to kind of look the same. Like, what happened? So that's why, when everyone's uber disrupted, that I like went to the VMAs to pick up my VMA award in an all pink fucking turtleneck and shit. Everyone's freaking out. I'm like, what do you mean? Like, this is this year has been so dull and gray, and even where I'm living at, the sky is fiery and full of ashes right now. So it's like yellow outside. It's like, that was the brightest part of my damn year. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know when we became so scared of being different, but the renaissance for that is coming back. And like, this is music to be different too. Like, just like in the way that when, dude, when the Migos came on the scene, and the first time you were like, damn, like that's a really unique way of like wearing chains, or like that's a unique flow, or like just the way that hit and kind of sparked life back into rap, as far as like a culture scene, with like, oh, I want to dress like them, or oh, I want to, you know what I mean? Like that needed to happen with rock and roll, or with pop punk, or whatever you'd like to call the, the overall genre of what it is that we're doing. But that needed to happen, man. So it felt like the universe, I don't know if it was because of how many times I openly put it out there that I was like such a giant Blink fan, or all the years that I spent on Warped Tour, or that almost didn't even make sense because I wasn't even doing punk music at the time. Like, but I was still in that scene for some reason, like laying these grassroots, or with how many times I've been to fucking emo night. Like, I don't know, but the universe chose me and just like channeled something. Cause I remember like waking up and when it was all done and playing the album through, and I was like, oh, this is like my dream album. I don't know if I could have, I could never do this album over again if I tried to. I couldn't. Whatever was in the air, whatever was channeling me, or whatever the universe wanted to happen, I mean, it seemed like it took its own control and like led me to the promised land with this one. I don't really know. That was a goddamn long explanation.
No, it's good, man. It's good. Yeah, so the record's definitely connected with people, all over the world. We've got people from.
I don't want to say it led me to the promised land, like this, like my pop punk album is Jesus. You know what I mean? But
yeah, it's not for you to say, obviously. But yeah, so there's people from all over the world here.
Punk album is also kind of like Jesus.
It's kind of like Jesus. Be careful, man. Yeah, the Beatles said that, and it all went wrong for them.
Oh my God, yeah, dude. Off the record.
So we're going to throw to our first fan question now. This is Ivan. Have we got Ivan we can bring up? Ivan, are you there?
Wait. Everyone, nod your head if you knew that was a joke that I said the pop punk album is like Jesus. Okay, thank God. I just want to make sure.
What to do?
What's up, Ivan, in the dark?
In the dark, yeah. Double X.
Straight up. What question you got? Are you about to just show me your bedroom? Your bedspread.
I'm gonna ask you, what's your favorite song from your new album and why?
So you're asking me basically to pick which one of my children is the favorite.
Yeah.
I think, I mean, I don't really like that. I don't really like that question's too broad and like can be. I like a more
Yeah.
specific version of like I'll break it down. The latest studio session that happened was All I Know with Trippie Redd. He showed up to the studio at like probably 4:30 in the morning. I told Travis that we would be done by midnight. Trippie didn't get to the studio till like 4. So that was super late.
Yeah, super.
My throat was bleeding that night, so like I was caught. I have like a really gross video of me just spitting up blood.
That's
Like I
tight.
did like all I know is I don't know nothing. We had been did a bunch of other songs that day, and I remember like my voice was just like, and when you're tired, everything gets 10 times worse. So by the time Trippie got there, I was like, hold on, I'll be right back. I went to the bathroom, I was like spitting up hella blood.
Yeah, that happens, especially you singing.
Yes, it does, Ivan. I mean, I don't know. I like Lonely because Lonely's like written and
Yeah, I relate to it.
yeah, fuck yeah. So I mean, I like that because I know there's probably just kids in the middle of nowhere just crying their fucking eyes out like I was to that song, you know. So like, I like music that makes you feel. That one always makes me feel. I mean, I've heard that song like 3,000 times at this point, but like every time I start talking about it, or you know, like, or if I listen to
Yeah,
it.
yeah, I know.
But yeah, I mean, I
Uh,
mean, I have memories to every one of them. I'm gonna put out a documentary to the album because I have so much behind the scenes footage to it. So I mean, I
yeah,
love
I saw on your Twitter.
straight up.
Nice one. Thank you, Ivan. It's a great question.
Can I tell him one thing more?
Make it good.
I related to Lonely because my aunt died earlier this year and it broke me completely.
Yeah, I relate, man. I see my aunt in Shooting Stars all the time now. You guys find ways to like, you know, these are just our food bodies, man. Spirits are really powerful. Spirits will show up when you need them if you're open to it. Like, you know, I closed off, dude. Even yesterday, man. Like, I closed off yesterday, and it's like a full-time job because when I closed off yesterday, my goddamn world fucking crashed on me out of fucking nowhere.
Yeah.
And then fucking.
I understand.
I opened. No, you don't understand this. This one was, bro. I was like,
Too much.
it was like, it was like I've been so open to the universe and accepting all these blessings and stuff. The second that I kind of like was forgetting to keep this open. This is your heart chakra right here. So the second I was forgetting to keep this open and like not take what was coming to me because my focus was elsewhere. Like, I'm so in tune with the universe right now. The second that closed up, everything went wrong, like instantaneously. You know what I mean? Like, fucking the slew of events that happened between 8 and 10 p.m. last night. I was just like, what the fuck happened? You know what I mean? And it's because I closed up, dude. So don't close up, man. Stay opened up and like allow those, you know, the spirits of the people that aren't here no more, that passed, that are super close to us, that you know would stick around. Like, I know for a fucking fact,
That's great.
my aunt is sticking around my whole until I'm deceased, dude. She knows I'm alone in this motherfucking journey, and that I need help. You know how some spirits can be like, okay, my son got this, like he'll be good. I'm gonna move on to my and
yeah.
What's it called when you come back to life? Why can I not think of this? Someone mouth it.
Reincarnation.
It's like some spirits look at who they've left behind. And they're like, okay, I'm good to reincarnate. Like I'm good. My aunt's like, I ain't going nowhere. This crazy fuck needs me at all times. Same with my pops. They're like, yo, I was gonna reincarnate and get back to life, but 2020 sucks, and you know this guy needs some fucking help. So I encourage you to just keep your heart chakra open.
Yeah, I won't hold you any longer.
Oh no, don't worry. It's me that's doing the 1 hour speeches. So I won't hold you long.
Thank you, Ivan. Great question. So we're going to throw to another fan question now. This one is Sam. Are you there, Sam? Can we find Sam?
Let it rock, Sam.
Anyway, so I kind of changed my question. Now that you were talking about like spirituality and stuff, like I know you've talked about spirituality and like the universe, like how it didn't let this album like come out wrong, and like seeing signs and stuff. So like, when did you kind of start becoming spiritual? And like, I know you said like Megan's kind of spiritual and stuff like that, but like, when did you really start like becoming spiritual? And
kind of is a major understatement. like all spiritual, like her being is spiritual. So go ahead. Oh, you said when did I? Was the question?
Yeah, just like kind of like when did you like start getting into that, and like
when it started happening to me, like when I would be sitting there and like when I climbed to the top of the cliff when my dad died, and I stood on this edge. I stood at the edge of this like perch. Like I climbed. It's like kind of like an inclimbable cliff. You ever see like those trails that only deer can walk on because it's so steep and it's such a skinny little ledgeway?
Yeah.
Right. Well, my non-deer legs walked that and made it to the top of this like cliff. And when I got to the top of the cliff, it was 4:44, which was the last time that I saw my father alive. Was at 4:44. That was when I left the room. And then I got back from this cliff. I stayed up there, and I was doing. So I was doing things like. This was 2 days, or this was the day after. This was the day after he passed, and I was like, shouting to the world. I'm like, where the fuck are you at? Like, I'm thinking like, just like the spirit's supposed to just like leave this body and travel with light speed to me, and I'm just supposed to instantly feel you, but I'm not feeling anything. Like, please, like, I need to feel something, you know what I mean? And I felt wind, and it's really interesting about wind because wind is almost like a way of saying yes. If you ask the right question and wind starts blowing or things like that, like it just feels like almost like, wind brings good things. You got to think about what wind does. Like even when it blows,
yeah.
Like it can take a seed from one end of the continent to the complete other end, and start something completely new there. So like, there's something really beautiful about what the wind does. You know what I mean? And I know I sound crazy. I really don't give a fuck.
No, you don't. I'm totally into that stuff. Like, did you ever ask your dad for like a sign or like?
I think that's the problem with how we left. I didn't ask enough of anything.
Mm-hmm.
I was just learning about myself. You know what I mean? I was just getting to know who I was as a kid, which was a part of my life that I blotched out. Like I was just like, I put that part of that clip of my father speaking at the end of The Lonely because.
Oh, I love that.
My girl encouraged me to ask questions about my birth, because it gives you like a view into someone's psyche of why they grew up the way they did. And like, I didn't know that I was born with an umbilical cord wrapped around my neck,
mm-hmm.
which, essentially means I was already trying to take myself out of this fucking place before I got into this place. It was like that, all that has to do with who you become. And so I didn't get a chance to ask for a sign from him, but I did on that cliff. You know what I mean? Like that was what I was shouting. I was just like, yo, like I need to know. I can't. I don't know. I just can't. I can't be stuck alone here. Doesn't matter how many peers I have. Doesn't matter who like I'm talking about alone in the sense of like dude, to not feel like someone's child, man, like to go a whole life like that, that'll leave you real cold. To not feel like, to not be able to feel like, I mean, fuck, dude, we're all children, you know what I mean? At some point, there's like a comfort in that, you know? So like, I wanted that, and I felt like that was ripped away right when I started to feel it. You know, like the last time the real time, one of the best times of my life, man, was when my dad hugged me the last time, because it was like he didn't even have enough strength to pick up his glass, like his whiskey glass, or to set it down sometimes. But like he hugged me so fucking hard, and I cried my fucking eyes out because like I felt so like I felt so safe, you know what I mean? And,
yeah. That's good though that you got to reconnect with them. I mean.
Yeah. So when I was on the cliff and I got back down, I saw Megan show me a picture. She was like, "Yo, you look wild, like on this cliff. Like, why the fuck did you climb to the edge of a cliff?" But I understand, and like, you know, she showed me a picture of myself on this cliff, and then she's like, "I want you to see something." And she swipes to the next picture, and there was a hawk sitting in the exact same place that I was at on the cliff. Like,
oh, that's wild.
As soon as I got down from the cliff, like as soon as I got down from the cliff, a hawk was sitting in the exact same place, and like from that point on, dude, the sun was blood red that day. I'll never forget the sun. The sun was blood red, and like, I mean, dude, it sounds crazy, but like, I mean, animals talk to me all the time. You know, not with their mouths, but with their presence. You know, like. I mean, dude, come on, man. Look at the album cover. Look at the album cover. It's like the album was everything. It's like, look, I was incoherent the whole time recording this fucking album. I don't remember. I was off my ass on everything, right? This album wrote itself. Like I was just like the muse to live the pain that needed to be wrote about. So like, then I would come. You know, we like finished it, like basically the backbone of the whole thing right before COVID struck. Travis, you know, is super, you know, like laser focused. COVID hits, everyone gets separated or whatever the fuck. We pulled Bloody Valentine off. I pay out of my own pocket to make that happen. You know,
it's a great song.
Thank you. Fucking. You know, like me, you know, even like look at the angel numbers, dude. Bloody Valentine's, the length of Bloody Valentine video is 333.
Is it really?
The length of the acoustic video is 333.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
That's an
angel number.
Angel numbers, dude. Like I can go on and on about the crazy amount of like coincidence. Like, dude, I go on when I'm like doubting things. Like at a point where I'm doubting things right before the album is coming, stuff like that. I go on, it says Bloody Valentine uploaded 3 months ago. It has 33 million views. That's 333.
333. Oh.
Like, yo, like sometimes when you're just looking, it'll talk to you. You just got to be open to listen. So like, that's how I hear shit. Yeah, I mean, dude, the album cover, like no one reacted to the album cover in my squad. You know what I'm saying? So like, the universe was like, nah, homie, the music's way too fucking good. You ain't fucking putting out some like okay shit. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
And this whole like plagiarism thing comes out of fucking nowhere, which obviously I have no clue about. And I'm like, all right, I guess we got to reshoot an album cover.
That's a sign.
We shoot an album cover. It's still not it. And I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, fucking like, fuck. Do I just fucking give up? What the fuck? The album comes out in a week. Like, what the fuck am I honestly supposed to do now? Mod calls me. He's like, the sky's burning. It's like yellow outside. You got to shoot it today. Let's shoot it. I'm bringing a camera over. We come over. He's like, we're going to go to Ventura Boulevard. I'm like, no, I'm not leaving my house. I'm in a terrible fucking mood. I hate everything. I go outside. I'm like, let's just do it in the pool. He's like, all right. Like, I really don't know like what we're going to get here. We should like go out in the streets. I'm like, nah, pool's it. We take like 3 pictures. The third picture I like look at, I'm like, Goodbye. That's the album cover. I'm like, that's everything summed up in this. My boy, he looked at me, he was like, it's like this, and it's like, it's in the back of my fucking house, which is, I mean, like, essentially, it's just like Hollywood didn't go so well. You know what I mean? It's like, there's just like, you're in a mansion, but your goddamn pool is like fucked and empty.
Drain, there's leaks everywhere.
So it's like, it's just like, it was the perfect imagery to encapsulate what this journey's been. God,
I love the album cover.
So fucking long. Can someone please just ask me a yes or no question so I just don't?
Sorry for the long question, but
no, it's not you, it's me.
But no, it's interesting stuff. I mean, I totally believe in like signs and like angel numbers and all that. So,
but see, I believe in. I don't believe in like science is like science is trying to take away what I'm looking at. You know what I'm looking at? I'm looking at all you guys' faces, right? Science is trying to take that away. Dude. Science is trying to fucking make us robots and replace us with robots. So just remember I said that. I like this.
Thank you very much, Sam. That was a great question.
You're welcome.
You talked about spirituality there quite a lot, and I think one of the most the standout moments on the record isn't even a song. I feel like it's the banyan tree interlude, which ends with that quote about wanting to feel like you've lived, at all times. So is that something you think about a lot? And do you sort of worry that you might be living too fast?
Yeah, I mean, I think everyone around me worries about me living too fast. I mean, everyone worries about driving with me. That's for damn sure. I drive way too fucking fast. Yeah, I mean, it. You know what? It eats at me when I'm like, look at all the good stuff that like is happening. You know what I mean? Like, stop running away from it so hard. Like, stop like always giving it the chance. Stop being like, well, if it's meant to be, then like I'll survive like driving 150 through the hills right now and like being angry and like just like being like, fuck it, let God take the wheel. And if I'm meant to just roll off this cliff and die in a blaze of glory, then that's how I'm going out. Because then I get home and I'm like, man, I love my life. Like, what was I just tripping about? Like, what was I just so angry about? Like, why, you know what I mean? Why was I willing to let all this go? You know, like, dude, there's nothing worse, man, than like when you react to something and you wake up and you don't even feel yourself on why you reacted like that. You know, like when you're just like, I don't even believe in why I was mad yesterday, and you just feel so stupid for all the damage when you look at all that, you know? But I don't know. I mean, I know Trav always, oh shit. Dude, Trav gave me this last night. This is cool. Speaking of old album cover, but he gave me this. But look at this dude. Look at this shit that he gave me.
Oh,
God, he's so fucking cool, man. I love that. I love that dude. He really fucking, he almost made me goddamn cry last night giving me this shit, man. He's like big brother I always wanted.
What is like the creative dynamic between you two then? Is he sort of like this grand, this sort of pop punk wizard that
Yo, this motherfucker was like, I called him yesterday, I said, Trav, what are you doing? He's like, nothing. I got like sessions lined up all day. I'm like, oh shit, well, like if you squeeze me in, like in the very beginning of the day, like you think you could like pop in, like I'm trying to do this like deluxe tomorrow, like the label's kind of like being like, like everyone's listening. If you have some extra songs, like let's go ahead. And I told him I had some extra songs, but like I kind of don't have any extra songs that I want to put out that match with this like that. Like, can we just get in real quick? He was like, yeah, I mean, we could do like early. I have sessions, starting at like 3 or whatever. Motherfucker, I was in the studio with him till 4 a.m. last night. Like, my dumb ass, man, I made him cancel everything going on yesterday. Like, he just like blocked it out and was like, all right, man, this kid got a vision. Just like he made it come to life with me. It was really cool. So the creative dynamic is usually like me coming in and being like, yeah, we'll just do some light work. You'll be out of here, you know, by midnight, you know what I mean? Or like yesterday, like when I said 3 p.m. and it was really like 3 a.m. So I mean, yesterday was kind of like we were just starting from scratch, and I'll go in and lay a bunch of melodies. Like I'll go in and like mouth shit. Like I remember like X's best friend like was a bunch of shit. I remember what the fuck did it used to be? It was I swear to God, I'll never fall in love. But it was what was it? The lyric was terrible. What was it? It was like, I can't stop. Oh my God, I'm so glad we changed this shit. And then I was just freestyling a bunch of shit because he was like the last chorus. I'm not feeling like to redo something. And so my point being like, I'm not in there like overthinking and being like, oh, Travis is here, I gotta come. I'll just go in the booth and say whatever the fuck. So like with X's best friend, I just went in and the first part was dope. I was like, you know, like I swear to God, I never fall in love. I you know, repeating that 800 times, and then it was like, I swear I'm not thinking when I'm drinking this much. Dun, dun. Like that was what originally the last line of X's best friend was gonna be. Thank God Travis was like, no sir. So I redid it again. Like I'll just go in and just kind of stumble upon shit. Like Concert for Aliens, I didn't write any of that down. I just like walked in and I was like, the headline say the world is over. Then I would look at him and I was like, it's kind of hard. And then like the next line, yeah, man, you down, word. And then I would like formulate the mumbles into words later.
So like creativity hits you like a lightning bolt rather than you having to sit there poring over books for, you know.
Yeah. That's the creative dynamic, because that basically is not much sitting and thinking. It really is like getting up and going. And like, even like I was listening to one yesterday, like there's one yesterday that like Trav plays guitar on, which was like, the fuck? Like, but like he's not even like, no one's like sitting there thinking like, okay, well, who should play this part? He's like, I already got the goddamn guitar. Let's just fucking get it.
But the next, so we're going to throw to another fan question now. This one is from Katie. Are you there, Katie? Can you?
Yeah, hi.
What's up, Katie?
Hey, big fan. Ireland misses you. You haven't been here in 3 years. We miss you. So like a lot of your songs and a lot of lyrics are quite personal, and they talk about things that you've gone through in life, or you are currently going through. And I was just wondering, like, are you ever nervous to put that out there for people to hear? And like, is there ever anything that you've said in a song about your private life that you now regret telling?
Oh yeah, all the time. All the time. All the fucking time. I'm always just like, why did I do that? Why did I say that? I think a lot of things like, but maybe that's what I'm here for, man. I don't know. I've looked at a lot. I look at interviews. I look at all things. I'm just like, why? But I think maybe I'm supposed to be here to show growth. You know what I mean? Because I mean, the actual ascension of me into the person from being on such a lower frequency to where I am now is insanely different from each other. You know, like I'm not the same person that I was
but I think like,
let alone like years before. So I obviously, like, I wish, like, I mean, if I had my choice, like the camera would just have came on me like now at this point in my career, instead of
like I think I think that like personally, like with a lot of your lyrics, like I can like relate to them a lot. So I think like maybe that's like maybe like it's the universe, like you're going, why did I say this? But then the universe is kind of like, well, there's a lot of people that are your fans that are relating to this, and like your lyrics have helped me a lot, like, and to know that someone has gone through stuff that I've gone through, and someone that's like in that position to be able to kind of like put that out there that people go through that, you know, that kind of way, that you're kind of like someone that someone can like relate to in that kind of way, in a way.
You know what, man? I think you're right. I think it was like, if I would have put it out and it wouldn't have been received, like if no one would have taken it off the plate, like I think I kind of like just set a lot of my story out on the plate like Santa Claus, and was just like, okay, if someone comes down the chimney and grabs this, then I guess it's here. And I think they did. So maybe I don't necessarily think those cookies were for me to eat. I think they were for like y'all, you know, but tickets and Hotel Diablo, that was like a personal plate that we all actually can share together though. You know, that's my way of explaining it. Like, I think, yeah.
Yeah, like I'm like complete like my first time listening to Hotel Diablo, like that like changed my life. Like that record is like one of those records that is gonna be like, you know, people have like those records in their life that you're like, this is the record that means something to me and it changed my life and it helped. Like that's that record for me, and I think it's that record for a lot of people as well. And like, does that like ever like do you think that like that you ever like do you ever think about it like that? Do you ever think like there are people sitting there going, this record like changed my life, and like does it get a bit surreal when people do say that to you?
My self-esteem is like real low. I was like building back up, so I don't really ever give myself credit for being the reason why anyone's anything, because I'm still kind of figuring out why I'm still figuring out how to like wake up on the right side of the bed, you know, so like it's hard for me to feel satisfaction in other places like that, but not I gotta start with myself, man. I mean, ultimately, like, you know, like I've run myself down, and I just need to like I need to like just look. I just need to like look in the mirror and just like look at what the fuck is there. You know what I mean? I've covered it with like Machine Gun Kelly for so long. You know what I mean? I just need to look in the mirror and finally just be like, hey man, I'm stuck with you. So I love you, dude. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I need to have some of that. I need to have some of that realization. That's just my honest answer. You know, so obviously I'd love to be like Gandhi and be like, oh, it's amazing to heal and be a part of it, but I'd be such a fucking liar. I'm like, you know, like I'll hang up this and I'm gonna smoke a blunt. I'm gonna ask my assistant like 8,000 times, like, did I suck? What did I say that just like sucked? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I don't know.
No, but like I think it's great that like you're honest about it, and I think that's something that like we can relate to, is like someone being honest, because like a lot of musicians, like they aren't honest, and like honesty between like a musician and fans are like so important.
Some musicians are honest. Yeah. Honestly, they're honestly annoying because they fucking cry about everything as a marketing tool and leave no space for people like me who are like, yo, I actually never fucking cry about shit that I want to cry about. And like, here I am today, actually ready to cry about some shit. But I won't do it because you fucked the whole landscape up because you've been fucking crying. You went to your label as the marketing campaign. You're like, hey, here's my marketing strategy. I'm gonna fucking tweet every day how much I fucking hate myself, like, and how sad I am, and fucking rack up the sympathy votes. So I'm like in the position of never wanting to do what someone else is doing. So I don't ever want it to seem like a trend. I also don't ever want to be, if I'm such an inspiration to somebody, as sad as I am, I mean, aren't I supposed to show that there's resilience in that sadness? Aren't I supposed to show that you're supposed to smile through it? Aren't I supposed to show that like you shouldn't be that person that's like, hey, you know, I know like the internet's great, but it doesn't necessarily need to be like the form of how I'm gonna let my diary out. Like, here's an example. If I was to like, isn't Lonely so much better of a song to hear on an album and just like soak in like on your own time and like not really have me force feed it down your fucking throat, you know, like.
Yeah.
Right. So
like it's impactful because like
because
we get
art.
to.
It's in the art,
Yeah.
right? And like,
Yeah.
yes, dialogue is an art, but dialogue about how depressed you are in the form of just using words, like it's just an easy way out. And I just encourage like us all to like increase our, like during this renaissance of like emotional art that's happening, not just with music, but I'm actually seeing great painters lately. I'm seeing great clothing designers. I mean, there's a lot of really cool art happening. So I'm sure there's great movies being made. Like there's probably some rad shit that's gonna come out of this. But I don't want like sadness, the trend of sadness that we experienced for like 2 or 3 years or something like that. I don't want it to, like, that's annoying because it kind of takes away from the genuine breakdown that someone might have if that moment hits them where it's like, fuck, like I've waited all this time for this.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm sorry I kept you so long.
That's a great question. We're going to throw to the final fan question now. This is from Janaea. Are you there, Janaea? Can we find you?
Hello. It's Janaea. Hello.
No, sorry.
It's okay. I wanted to ask, what do you feel is the best song you've ever released and why?
The best song I ever released was one of the funnest songs I've ever released was I Think I'm Okay.
Yeah, that video.
One of the best songs in the sense of like something that will live on long past me is Play This When I'm Gone. Like the last song on the Tickets album. I think one of the most like important records I've released, which is still unbeknownst to the world because, you know, I haven't seen it impact yet because we're only 3 days in, but Forget Me Too is one of like with Halsey is necessary for pop punk culture, you know, like not just because of the storytelling or the way that the guitar and the tempo of everything and Travis's like insane drum fills, but also because of like that high register voice that she hits, you know, it's like this high register that we've only heard from, you know, one person 20 years ago or 15 years ago, whenever Hayley Williams was dropping, you know, Misery Business and Crush, and that whole Riot album was such a pivotal moment for me when I listened to it. So I think the importance of that record is really like is really relevant right now. I also think the importance of how extended every one of my fucking answers is very important to notice as well. I mean, god damn, I have taken every short answer and like made it into a marathon. Sorry, Janaya.
Also, do you like the Chiefs?
The Chiefs, like the Kansas City Chiefs?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. My boys play for that team.
My cousin plays for that team.
Do I know your cousin?
Yeah, Mahomes.
Is your cousin Mahomes?
Yeah.
My dog. He comes to the shows and shows a lot of love.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
And then like also like a couple months ago, we had talked on Instagram Live also.
Me and you?
Yeah. You liked my username. It's the album name.
Oh yeah, I do remember that. Give Patrick Mahomes your pink Machine Gun Kelly shirt, and it'll make me very happy.
Oh my god, I have to keep this one though. Okay. All right.
At your next family reunion, make him to put it on and take a picture in it.
All right, bet.
Right up.
Brilliant, thank you. Just before we wrap this up, say we've been going for about an hour now. Like, I was just wondering. Obviously, you've got more songs coming later today somehow. But are we going to see you in a more pop punk rock world? Obviously, you've got some more pop punk music coming in like a matter of hours. I was just wondering whether are we going to hear more rock music from you in sort of the coming months or years? Is this a new thing for you?
But like, Luke, is it really a new thing for me?
Okay. Not brand. We've discussed it. It's not brand new for you. We knew you grew up as like not the High School Musical kid, but
Really that new to me? Like, haven't I wasn't I the same kid with the fucking 6-inch mohawk, like doing an entire like I understand that the music on Apple and Spotify was not necessarily like screaming hi I'm pop punk, but like did the entire 10 years of me just being like fully in that scene and just like around all of it and friends with everybody and making a schmillion videos of me rocking out to all that shit and like covering that shit, like, am I that new though? That's what I want to ask. I'm like, all the people, all the purists out there. Let me say something to the purists. Hey, I know that you're upset that I released a pop punk album that rocks. So if you're mad about it, and I'm sorry you are, because I love you, then you go do it. You do it. You do it better. I love you. Enjoy the music. And you do it. You feel me, Luke?
I love it, man. I love it. And it's a good place to end it, man, to be honest. Like, I was going to ask you if you had a message for sort of, people out there who might, think you don't have the right credentials or whatever, but I think you pretty much...
The right credentials? We were walking our fucking amps a mile in the goddamn sandy sun and fucking Warped Tour every day. My fucking chucks melted to the stage. Where the fuck were you at in your carpeted living room? Get the fuck out of here. You didn't shave your fucking head and write the words fuck and drop acid 36 days in a row and fucking like go on tour and fucking scream it out. You didn't go and open for a schmillion fucking bands and get spit on and thrown beer cans at, and like someone stuffed a giant fucking Faygo can with rocks and literally made me get stitches from throwing at me. Like, you can't take me away from a stage. That's fucking punk rock. You can't fucking put me in a box. That's punk rock. You can't tell me what the fuck music to make. That's punk rock. You can't fucking put me up against nobody and I'll fucking won't come out as a motherfucking champion. That's punk rock. You can't fucking put the goddamn my fucking back against the wall and have like 8 fucking people trying to fucking take my goddamn life and me not fucking somehow emerge like the phoenix from the fucking ashes. That's punk rock. You can't fucking tell Machine Gun Kelly 5 fucking albums later that we won't be nominated, that we should just stop. That's punk rock. I don't have to fucking splash any credentials, even though I just fucking literally ran through a bunch. But I'm happy, and you're not going to take my fucking happiness away from me. That's all I'm saying. I don't even know who I'm talking to. This is a fucking computer screen. It's annoying. But if you were here, I fucking told you. You can't take this away from me. Take it to my downfall. God damn it. It was a fucking... the joke's on you. There is no fucking downfall. I love y'all. Bye.
Thank you to everyone for joining us live and everyone for watching at home. Tickets for Downfall is out now, and I'll see you next time. Cheers.